massive fight weekend in my opinion. And I hate it when they do this, man. They put together these great cards or at least great main events, and they put them out in the same weekend. The different promoters and companies. And in this case, you have Subriel Matias this weekend versus Liam Paro, and Tank Davis versus Frank Martin. Not to mention the co-main event, David Benavidez, the Mexican Monster, versus Oleksandr Vostok. So, man, and listen, I fly out Sunday morning, so I'm gonna be up late, and then I gotta get up real early. Oh, but Liam Parro believes in his ability. We got to talk about it. What up, YouTube? Big T.O. Heavy Bag Boxing TV. Man, if you don't get your goofy ass in here and hit the bag. If you're catching me for the very first time, please like, comment, subscribe, and most definitely hit that bell. Make sure it's black, man. So when I drop, you can get the notifications early, bro, and rock out with your boy. It's only one way to support the channel if you appreciate the content and talking boxing with me. And that's Cash App and Venmo. Tyree Celestine, D1's Boxing. G Wavy, Mark Nash TV, my guy DJ out of Australia. Shout out to some of the biggest contributors to the channel. I truly appreciate y'all. Now, Subriel Matias, Liam Paro. Looking forward to this one, man. Puerto Rico, I believe this one is the homecoming for Subriel Matias in Puerto Rico, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. It's going down in Manatee, Puerto Rico. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, probably. June the 15th, this weekend. Homecoming for Subriel Matias and Liam Parro, the scrappy Australian man, 24-0 with 15 knockouts. And I was saying, because I don't know if you guys remember, this fight was on and then it was off, and now it's back on. This is a Liam Parro who's coming off huge wins versus a Montana Love, which I felt like was probably, given the hype around Montana Love, and even though he was coming off of a loss, still a really, really big fight. Maybe the biggest test of his career. And he was just on fire that night, being able to stop Montana Love. And for me, that was all the indication in the world that he, could potentially be ready for the likes of a Subriel Matias. Now, you got a lot of people who would probably like to see him fight, maybe a Gary Antoine Russell or someone of those sorts before kind of getting pushed into a world title versus somebody who's 20-1 with 20 KOs. Oh, and not to mention his last 5 opponents have quit on the stoop, and he's killed a man, right? So very intimidating from a Subriel Matias, but Liam Parro is extremely confident in his abilities. He's recently did an interview. Shout out to the Zone, where the interview took place. He had this to say about his abilities. First of all, he says he thinks he's more than ready for the June 15th. He feels he's had a beautiful camp. He says we know what Matias brings to the table. It's his style. It's worked well for him. I don't see him stepping away from that style. I believe I have the boxing ability and the IQ to beat this guy. I'm having these tests. I keep passing them with flying colors against the very best. And that's what it's all about. All right. End quote. That's from Paro. So he believes he has the ability, not only the ability, but the IQ to defeat the likes of Subriel Matias.
Hey,
now,
bro, come on now,
here's
dog.
my thing. I want to make sure I'm pronouncing the dude name right. Yomar Alamo. I don't know if you guys can remember Yomar Alamo. He's a common opponent for Richardson Hitchens, which was able to stop Yomar Alamo. But Liam Paro, before 2 fights before the actual Montana Love, again, to me was probably the biggest test. But Yomar Alamo was able to really give Liam Paro a lot of great work and made him look bad in a lot of spots in that fight. That was a tough fight for Liam Paro. So I think that's why the suggestions of maybe him seeing a Richardson Hitchens first, or Gary Antoine, or somebody else whom you believe is still coming up at 140 pounds before he's actually thrusted into there with the IBF champion Subriel Matias, to see what he would look like versus those guys first. And listen, once Matias starts chopping down on him, it's going to be a matter of time to see whether or not he can handle that kind of pressure. But he believes he has the IQ to, I guess, maneuver and outbox and the ability to outbox Subriel Matias. But what he's going to have to do is stay out of the pocket with him, because of course there's, in my opinion, where Subriel Matias lives and breathes. You know what I'm saying? This is his game. That's what he wants to do. He wants to apply the pressure and pull you into a slugfest. So it's going to be up to Parro to not, be sucked into that type of fight. Pause to try not to engage in that type of fight or style with Matias, but use his brain, use his IQ, see what he can and can't get away with. But at some point, he's going to have to meet him in the center of the ring and see what's what. Can he outbox and stay away from Matias for the better part of 12 rounds? I'm not so sure. The pressure of Matias is crazy. But I do believe, because Paro has some decent pop. He has some decent footwork, but he has some decent pop. He's going to want to get off some power shots of his own. And I think he's going to eventually have to stand toe-to-toe in order to deliver those shots and stay out of range from Matias. So we're going to have to see how that go. I like this fight. I'm glad Liam Paro is confident more than anything going into this fight, because again, once you hear what Matias has done, especially as of recently in the sport of boxing, it's very, very intimidating. So for him to have some type of confidence coming in this fight, it's key. He's starting off right. I do think he's going to make it a decent fight. I'm not so sure he gets the W once Subriel starts chopping down that tree. We'll see if he'll fall. All right, you guys, let me know what you think in the comments section. That's all I got for y'all on this one, man. Big T.O. Heavy Bag. I'm out of here, man. Talk to him, Roger.
Most motherfuckers don't know shit about boxing.